this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I'm generating more than 100 leads per day for my clients. I'm going to talk about the biggest thing people miss with Meta lead generation ads. Let's jump in. Now for this video, I'm going to go over two separate ad accounts that are very, very different. The first ad account here is an account used to generate leads for vocational schools, specifically dental assisting schools. For people who follow my agency, you'll know that one of our niches and areas of expertise is the dental and healthcare industry. Now, if we look at the date, I've set this to Jan 22nd to Jan 23rd. So this is a 48-hour period. And I'm going to jump into this campaign right here that I have selected. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that you're going to see a budget of $31 per day at the campaign level. Now, that means I've chosen to use campaign budget optimization. You can see that choice right here. What this means is that Meta is going to allocate the budget between ad sets as Meta sees fit. And truthfully, the algorithm is smarter than any human in doing this. Jumping into the ad set level, in this case, the two ad sets are divided, one of them being only for videos and the other one being only for images. Now, if we jump back to results, we can see that the video ad set is generating form fills at $11.29 per form fill, while the image ad set is generating leads at $47.81 per form fill. So at first glance, it appears that the video ad set is more effective. However, I want to show you one really important thing to consider, the video ad, and then we have the image ad set. And what we need to consider is we actually have two different audiences here. I'm going to call the first audience the video loving audience, and the second audience is going to be the image loving audience. Now, as you can guess, the video ad set is going to resonate with the audience that loves videos. The image ad set will resonate with the audience that loves images. Now, if we jump back to our dashboard here, we can see that there's only been $11 spent on the video ad set and $47 on the image ad set. So we have $11 spent, and we have also about $11 cost per lead. The math is easy since we only have one lead for each over this time period. And this will similarly be 48 spent and 48 cost per lead. Now I want to look at impressions. So the video ad set has 540, the image ad set has 1700. 540 there, 1700 here. And all impressions means is how many times has someone seen the ad. If an intermediate user were to look at this, they may be tempted to do this. They might say, let's just turn off the image ad set. It's costing us $48 per lead. And let's put all of this budget into the video ad set. Here's the thing that the advanced Meta Ads Manager knows. If you do this, what's going to happen is your cost per lead is going to skyrocket on the video ad set. Why is that? Let's back up a little bit. The Meta algorithm is extraordinarily smart. Meta is one of the first businesses that has intelligently used AI. They've been using AI for decades before it was a household name as it is now. Now, what the AI knows is that there are more people that resonate with images than do videos. That's why Meta is showing it to the people who resonate with images. Now, what might be the case is that of the smaller population that resonates with videos, they have a higher propensity to buy. They want to buy stuff more. They want to sign up. So that's why the cost per lead is lower, because it's a smaller audience of people that want to take action and like watching videos versus a much bigger audience of people that resonate more with images but are not going to take action as fast. That's why this is split as it's split. And if we go back to the beginning of this video, I talked about CBO, campaign budget optimization. Now, campaign budget optimization, what that means is that Meta handles all this complex statistics, math, and allocation decisions by itself. And that's why I choose CBO. If I was to manually try to guess how much money should go into the video ad set versus the image ad set, there's no way to accurately guess that. What you always have to remember is that this is unique for this niche and offer. So the offer here is we're trying to get students to sign up for a dental assisting school. For that audience, this is the lay of the land. This is how things map out. If we were talking about a different audience, it could be the case that this math is completely reversed. With that in mind, let's jump back into the ad sets. Now, jumping into the details of the ad set, we're using instant forms and we're maximizing the number of leads. The most important decision here is that we're using dynamic creatives. This means Meta is going to automatically create combinations of your media and text that your audience is likely to respond to. This is something I want to pause on because it's so important and I see people miss it. It's a simple click of a button. With Meta ads, you're able to upload 10 creatives, 5 headlines, and 5 body texts per ad. Under dynamic creative, Meta has the freedom to combine those images, headlines, body copy in the absolute best way for each individual person. Of 2,000 impressions, Meta is going to do that math in a fraction of a second before each impression is served. It's doing these complex calculations about what combination is likely to resonate the most in real time, every second that ad is served. It's like I've always said, Meta and Google are the original, most impressive AI platforms. It's incredible when you think about the scale of what it can do. This option here, ad set minimum, I put 10% daily. Now, what this means is that given there's 2 ad sets, I force each one to spend at least 10% of the budget. This is a small manual guardrail just to make sure the algorithm considers each ad set I put in here, and it forces each ad set to get at least 10% of the total campaign spend. Now, the next thing you're going to notice is the targeting. So my targeting is simple. In this case, it's a simple 15-mile radius. This client's in the Los Angeles area. We're targeting all genders, 18 to 65 plus. You can see here the audience size is 2.4 to 2.8 million. That's healthy. And I'm not going to restrict it any further because in 2026, it's better to leave it wide open. This is one of the biggest changes in 2026 versus old school Meta ads. In old school ads, you would put in what interests you want, like 25 to 35 years old, likes yoga, skateboards on the weekend, has between 100 to 200 friends. It was extremely granular. And some people are still in that headspace of thinking that's what they should do. If you try to do that now in 2026, it's going to hurt your results. The reason why it hurts it is you're reducing the freedom of the algorithm too much. The algorithm can do all that mental math computation figuring out by itself. It doesn't need your help. All it needs is very general guidelines. Where in the world are the ads shown? Basic demographics, age and gender. And a lot of the time, that's about it. Even lookalike audiences, which is a situation where you get a number of contacts. It could be, let's just say, the last 100 people that filled out the lead form, and then you create a lookalike from that. So you tell Meta to find people similar. Even lookalikes are less valuable in 2026 because what Meta does is it automatically layers that logic into its algorithm. If you just tell Meta, I want people to fill out this form, I want the lowest possible cost per lead, it's going to know after it gets a handful of form fills what type of people are most likely to fill out the form. So it already does that lookalike audience math by itself, by default, as part of the default setup. And trying to change that too much is actually going to hurt things a lot of the time. Now, jumping into the ad itself, we have 10 possible videos in rotation, 5 primary text options, 5 possible headlines. If we do some simple math here, that's 10 times 5 times 5, 250 possible combinations of this ad, all from a single ad set. Scrolling further down, I'll show you what the on Meta lead form looks like. Now, this is a very elegant, simple way to capture leads from Meta. It keeps people on the platform. Essentially, Meta generates a miniature landing page on Facebook or Instagram for the user to fill out. So in this case, become a dental assistant in just 10 weeks. We first of all ask them the best way to contact them, text, phone, or email. Why do they want to become a dental assistant? Highest education, basic contact info. Now, this is a really key part. Meta has a built-in 2-factor authentication where in order for them to successfully complete the lead submission process, Meta will text them a code. They have to put the code in here. So this confirms they're using a real phone number and it adds just a bit of friction, which improves the quality of the lead. And then thank you page, we give them the chance to call the business directly. Now, jumping into the image ad, exactly the same setup, except instead of videos, we have images. So in this case, we have 4 images. So for the image ad set, we have 4 times 5 times 5. So a possible of 100 possible combinations plus 250 from the video, 350 total different ad combinations for this one client campaign. Now, at this point, our work is done. We send the lead to the client follows up, turns them into a customer. As an agency, we don't get into sales coaching or any of the other extra stuff clients don't really need. We generate excellent leads, hand them off to the client. We do so at a reasonable price. And that's why our clients stay with us. Now, before I finish this video, the title of this video said 100 leads per day. So I'm going to show you another campaign that's getting just about that. This campaign here, you can see the date range is set Jan 22nd to Jan 23rd. And over that time frame, we've had 138, in this case, website leads. Let me show you how I've set this up. Similar to last time, we've used campaign budget optimization, and this campaign has 3 different ad sets. Now, this client in particular is actually a music brand. They're amazing musicians and they're selling a coaching program as well. So they have an existing audience to sell into. And the way we've set this up is the first ad set here is a global audience, specifically retargeting people who already follow with their Instagram or Facebook. Second campaign is a lookalike audience specifically for the US. The third campaign is retargeting plus advantage plus combined worldwide. Now, let me explain these. The first campaign is simple. We're simply retargeting the people who've engaged with them anywhere in the world. The second campaign is we are using a lookalike audience. Now, earlier in this video, I said that lookalike audiences are not used as much. The exception to that is if you're running a national or international campaign. If the audience is massive, in this case, we're targeting all of the US in this ad set, 300 plus million people, the advantage of using a lookalike audience increases. And this lookalike audience is based on the people who currently follow their Instagram and Facebook accounts. This global campaign, in my opinion, is the most interesting, and you'll see also the most successful with 89 leads generated over the past 2 days. It starts off the same as this retargeting campaign with one critical difference. It has something called Advantage Plus turned on. What this means is that we're telling Meta to start with the retargeting audience, but we're giving it freedom to expand it as it pleases, as it thinks will be more effective. Technically, there's no bound to that. And this is a global audience. So this is 1 billion plus possible accounts that can be reached with it. If you look at the cost per leads, what's fascinating is that the US lookalike and the global advantage plus are exactly the same at 74 cents per lead, with the strict retargeting slightly higher at 96 cents per lead. All 3 of these are an extraordinarily low cost per lead. This has been a massively successful campaign. What I want to show you is that this client wanted to use a landing page off Meta rather than the on Meta landing page. It's a very simple page. There's text, and at the bottom, they're collecting name, email, and receive the gift. Now, in this case, of course, we've installed the Facebook pixel on the thank you page to track the conversions. That'll be the topic of another video. It's not that complicated. You pretty much just copy paste code from Meta onto the head section of the landing page, thank you page. The philosophy in this campaign is very similar to the last one I showed you. We're not restricting Meta. We're leaving it more wide open, and we're dealing with massive audiences. Let's zoom in here. So this is the key setting for our global campaign. Advantage plus audience will automatically show ads to people multi-respond, will show ads to people matching your suggestion, and other audiences when it's likely to improve performance. So this last little bit of the sentence basically says it's allowed to show it to whoever it thinks will work. The other reason that the cost per lead is so affordable is that this client is offering a lead magnet. So it's a free downloadable, in this case, an audio track in exchange for the person submitting their information. So when you're giving something for free, it's going to reduce the cost per lead. Where the first client I showed you, we're trying to recruit students. We're not giving them anything other than the opportunity to have a phone call. So it makes sense that the cost per lead of the first campaign is way higher than this second campaign. Let me know in the comments below if you found this video helpful. I'll also include a link if you want to work with me and my agency generating leads for your business. Book a free call with me. Or if you're an agency and you want to white label our services, also book a call with me. Until next time, I'll see you later.